Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. My name is Anietie Bature and it's a pleasure to be with you today. How are you doing? And where are you joining us from? Just let us know in the comment section. Just write from SA, from the UK, whatever it is, just let us know. And thank you for letting us into your space. Yes. Today is going to be really interesting. I'm so excited because it's year end. Can you imagine? 2024 is already coming to an end. We are in December and there's so much to look forward to. You know, this festive season, it's just a wonderful time to interact with friends, family, loved ones, in many homes will be full because people who are away will be back. A lot of people will travel in from around the world, and it's just going to be such a wonderful time. I am looking forward to it. How about you? Who are you expecting? I know that for some people, they may be expecting somebody who is coming to pay something like a bride price, meet the family and so on. And that would just be like, woohoo! So I guess for you, it's not just Christmas, it's Christmas slash traditional wedding slash maybe court. And then right after you're zooming off somewhere and then you do the white over there or something. It could be all. But whatever it is, I wish you the best this beautiful season. I hope you enjoy it absolutely and that you make many beautiful memories. So, I'm your relationship coach. Yes, and it's a pleasure to do that. And today with me in the studio is my darling husband, Kingsley Bature.
Yeah. I like the way you're going. It was so nice. All the lovey-dovey, interesting, mushy-wushy. But excuse me, December also comes with a lot of billing. So as you are talking about the people that are expecting somebody to come and pay bride price, there are people that this is the time when we are ending relationship for national economic reasons. So the question I have for some of those people out there, if you hear the question, type your answer in there. Why do most relationships break up in December? And then we can continue next year. So it's better if somebody left me a comment on one of our shows, and the guy says that one of the things that is affecting relationship now is that just simple let us meet with one babe next thing at 20K, just like that, because transport to where you people will meet and to go back 20K don't end.
So you've not even talked about what you're going to spend at the
No.
at the location,
So
especially now that people are always expecting to go to somewhere nice, somewhere exotic. People are expecting quite a treat when they're going on dates. Yeah.
so you can see that the season brings different things for different people. So for those of us that are on this gender side, my guys, how are you people doing? How are you doing December? How is this December looking for you? Are you the one going to pay bride price, or are you the one waiting that somebody will come and pay groom price? Okay, scratch that. Scratch that.
Oh my
But bottom
goodness.
line is, it's a season of celebration. It's a season. It's December. It's a season of jollification, felicitation, and different levels of excitations. Are you feeling me now?
I'm feeling
Yes.
you. I can see where you're going. Just look for anything and add Asian to it. Implication, destination.
Even vacation, but
Yeah.
I know if I add down now, you won't even look at me self, because my brother, I've worked hard this year now. Can I go on vacation? But let's just look at me, focus on me. Don't worry, don't look that side, because I know that bill has been turned down. I won't even read first reading in Senate, but it's okay. But today
Oh
is
Lord.
interesting. It's exciting. What are we talking about today? Not just gist. Last week we did the questions that single ask, and we have provided a number of answers.
Yeah, I
And
really
a number
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That.
So if you've not watched it, please go and watch last week's one. We had a single on the show that was asking a number of questions that we answered, and we deliberated upon. You can watch it and ask your own questions, and we can handle them here.
Yeah.
Today, however, there's one question on my mind.
Why do you seem sober now that you want to ask the question?
because I have some. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the backstory of the question.
Okay.
The backstory is that I have a few of my guys, right, mentees that are getting married this December. In fact, in the last 3 months,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. November
Like,
was full.
yeah, November, and these guys are getting married, and it's exciting to be in their weddings and say, oh, okay, we've walked on this journey. Oh, I know when you met, I know the story,
Yes.
I know. Yeah, it's exciting. And shout out to all of you, and I know this thing, even though the latest couple, make a call in her name.
Shout out to Kelvin and Stella.
Woo! Celebrate you guys. Kevin and Stella will celebrate you.
Shout out to Coach and his wife.
Shout out to Coach Hansen and his wife will celebrate you guys.
Yes.
So we had a few of our guys that have been getting married in this season, but still doesn't leave me with the question. You this other people, you this other guy, why am I never married? I'm talking to you guys. I'm looking at you straight up. Why are you not married? Because you told me that you want to get married, but why are you not married?
Maybe they need you to do that kind of.
I even feel like calling names.
Wait first before you call the names. Remember that post of that pastor that called all the single men in this church out?
I wish we had that video. We just post it. The pastor
and he was smacking them on the
go and marry. Go and marry. Go and marry.
In Jesus' name.
Okay, he added in Jesus' name. Huh?
I think so.
Why? Those of you that says you want to marry, you
Yes.
have told me. You have told me that because if you didn't want to marry, I won't disturb you because marriage is not by force. But you have said you want to marry. So why are you not married? You know,
What
some
are you
of them.
waiting for?
So in fact, what are you waiting for?
What's keeping you?
What's keeping you? In fact, I have like 5 of them. See, I can mention 5. I won't mention their full name for privacy issues. But the first one, his name starts with M. Another one, his name starts with F. Another one, his name starts with T. Another one, his name starts with K. Another one, his name starts with Emo. It starts with Emo and ends with A. You know yourself. I'm calling all of you. I'm calling you out. And if you are watching this thing, you know when I call each of them, you know your own. Another one, his name even starts with H. You know you are in live wire. I'm seeing you. As I'm calling your names, I'm seeing all of you. Why are you not married? What's the problem? What's the real issue?
So guys, if you're
and all these
in
people
that
like
category, if you're one of the people that has been mentioned and you know yourself, please just start typing. Just be giving the explanation.
In the comments, give the explanation.
Is the reason.
Why? Yes.
Whatever it is, we are not going to assume, but whatever it is, just put it there because we are going to be joining you live for this, and we are going to deal with the issue. I'm going to be answering.
Know that all the people that are called, all the people that are called, they are guys who have not even called the ladies.
Yes.
I don't want to call the ladies so they won't say that I'm sexist or what is it?
It's very long.
For the ladies, but.
So let's just leave them for now. Maybe in January we will bring up the issue of the ladies.
So, but Babi, why do you think that most singles or a number of singles are? So we've celebrated the ones that are getting married. They are taking this step. It's like a big leap. Why are singles not getting married?
The number one answer that a number of people give you, right, is funds.
Finance.
It's funding.
Finance.
It's the finance. Is what it takes, So there's that part. And people will tell you, hey, look at our context. We are in Nigeria. Things are hard. I can't even meet my daily needs. Now you want me to go and start bringing somebody's daughter to come and join me in this offering, There are some of those really genuine and legitimate and sensible reasons why some people will just say we are not getting married yet because things are not set, so we are not going to take any step that will put people inside wahala.
Babi, what are 5 things that anybody that wants to get married needs to pay attention to? 5 basic non-negotiable, because I've heard this whole story of finance and a lot of this thing.
So
I've heard it a lot of times. Yes, when you say finance, how much finance do you really need to get married?
Yeah. So I know I usually say, I mean, basic, you should be able to, number one, you should have a place that you're living in, right?
Okay.
So at least you're paying rent somewhere or you own your
A place
house.
you are living in, number
Yes.
one.
Number two, you should be able to, you should have a means of income, right?
Number two,
So,
means of
yes, have a
income.
means of income because you have to have, money runs people's lives, right?
Runs, yes.
Yes. So you need money for a number of things. So you need to have income. And that income should be able to meet your basic needs, right?
Okay.
Now you can adjust your basic needs to meet the income
Uh-huh.
rather than keeping your needs or saying that this is what I must have and your income is not there. You can adjust, right? So it's about quality of life. How can you adjust
So
it?
in that place, what I'm hearing is that the person must have financial intelligence. It's not just that the person is making money. Because
But
you can
how to apply, how to
because
maximize it, how
you
to
can
make it grow.
you can make 100K a month and still be very poor. Somebody makes 50K a month and they are still
No,
living
they're
very
okay.
well.
They're
Yeah,
okay.
they're okay. Because if you have 100K a month as your inflow and your outflow is 200K a month, you are in poverty. You are below the line.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
have 50K a month and you are living below 50K, it means you have a surplus of 30K. So you and somebody that is earning 100K, they will say, you are living better. Meanwhile, the person is earning more. So there must be a bit of financial intelligence. So
Yeah.
which is something that people don't underscore. All the point.
when
Yes.
they're discussing these
In
things.
fact, I've heard ladies. I've heard a lot of guys tell me that when they meet ladies these days, the first thing they're asking them is, "How much do you earn?"
Yeah, because they want to know.
Do you understand?
They want to
But
have
it's
an
not just
idea.
how much you earn, is what's the financial intelligence to handle,
What
to
are you
manage
able
what
to do with what you
yes,
have?
what are you able to do?
With what you have.
Continue.
Yeah.
Number 3.
So we've talked about number one, having your own home or
yes.
which is rented or owned, right? Number two, we've talked about being able to having a means of
A
income.
means of income.
Yes. Number three, you should be able to take care of yourself and one other person. So if you're saying, okay, I have an income and so my income is 30K, my income is 100K, my income is 1 million. Bottom line, you should be able to take care of yourself and one other person.
Okay, so
Why do I say one other person?
I hear what you're saying, but I want to jump in there because
Yeah, go ahead.
if you're in Nigeria, you already take care of yourself and like 5 other people. If you are in Nigeria, in our current culture,
Yeah.
so whatever you are making as a Nigerian should be sufficient to marry, because you are taking care of yourself and 5 other people. There is your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, if your father is alive. Then there is even one uncle and auntie, or uncles, brothers, sisters, aunties, cousins, friends.
Guy, calm down.
It's our culture.
Yeah. Community.
So we have a community culture
Yes.
context.
But
So
assume this person doesn't have any demands placed on them. You should be able to at least take care of yourself and one other person. Why do I say that? If you are a guy, you should be able to take care of yourself and your wife. If you are a woman, you should be able to take care of yourself. And if anything happens and your husband isn't able to meet the needs of the family or something, you should be able to take care of your husband as well.
Baby, I'm going to put a caveat on that thing you're saying,
go
because
ahead.
see, I'm in a very contentious
Go ahead.
spirit right now.
Yeah, now.
If the guy can take care of himself and one other person, the woman should be able to take care of herself and one other person, whoever the person is, whether it's her husband or her children or whatever. Because it's not only the guy that should take care of the wife, because that's the culture, that's the context
Yes, I
that we have
understand.
come into. So each of them, baby, sister, can you take care of yourself and one other person? If the answer is yes, you're ready to marry. Brother, can you take care of yourself and one other person? The answer is yes, you're ready to marry. Then when 2 of them come together, they cannot decide who the one other person is or who the 2 other people are.
Oh, well, so the basis or the context for my saying yourself and one other person is because when you get married, it's 2 of you, right? Yeah, if you decide to do more after you get married, take care of people external to the marriage, that's fine. But starting point, you should be able to take care of yourself and one other person.
That's the explanation. The explanation I'm saying, I'm explaining what you're saying to say that the one other person here means that when both of you married, you have capacity to actually take care of 4 people.
Yes, you have
So
capacity to
it
take care
means
of 4
that
people.
you as the wife, you are taking care of, you as a husband, you are taking care of, and whatever extra you people normally use to
You
take
can
care
use
of,
to improve the quality of your lives.
exactly.
Yes.
That is it.
Okay,
That
great.
is it.
All
Yes.
right, so that's that number 3. So house, income, able to take care of yourself and one other person, right?
Number 4.
And then what should I call this one? Emotional maturity, right? So in fact, maybe we shouldn't just say emotional. Emotional is basic, right? But maturity
Maturity.
is important. So you are able to um, you are able to handle what comes to you. You're independent to some extent. You're not running out to everybody when there's a small issue. You're able to deal with the issues that come to you, right? If NEPA comes to cut your light, you don't sit down and whine. You're able to get up and go and sort it out.
Or NEPA comes to cut your light, you now go to the group and go and shout, "Hey, see, NEPA has cut my light. Who will go and help us and solve NEPA that cut
If
lights?"
somebody upsets you badly, you don't go just start reporting all over the place, see what's person doing. You're actually able to sit down and engage the person to find out, hey, or to discuss this thing you did was not nice. This is why, and come to a solution. You're able to negotiate because these are things you need to do. You're able to deal with the expectations of life.
In fact, my father puts it this way. My father used to say, if you don't want trouble, in quote, he just used trouble as a context of life. If you don't want trouble, don't get married. But if you feel you can handle trouble, marry one. Now, the way when he says handle trouble, doesn't mean that the wife is a troublesome person. It's just that your ability to handle the issues of life is what qualifies you as a man to take a wife. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Your ability to handle the issues of life
because different issues
qualifies
will
you,
show
yes,
up.
as a man to take a wife. So if you're taking a wife, it means that you say, I can handle the issues of life. And whatever her coming in brings with the attendant responsibilities of life, I can handle it. That's why he says marry one.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So and he says inside that one woman is everything you need to make you a fully developed or rounded man. Because as a man, yes, there are certain things that you do and you can do them well. But when a woman comes into your life and you are able to handle what she brings, it also increases the quality of man that you are.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when they say on a religious circle that you have a missing rib, it's not physiological. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not physiological. It's that there's something that completes you.
Okay.
And it comes in your ability to handle a woman well.
Okay, so maturity, I want to dwell a little more on this, and I love definitions, so I'll read one to you. Maturity is the ability to respond to situations, people, and challenges in a thoughtful and responsible manner.
What's it?
Thoughtful and responsible.
That receipt.
Because you say I'm responding, somebody came to cut your light, you fight the NEPA guy. But that's not responsible. Do you understand? You say responsible, they say you've lost your job. Instead of you to start looking for another way to earn money, you come and sit down in the house and do nothing and expect that everybody else should be telling you sorry and be meeting all your needs. That's not responsible. So please take note. The response has to be thoughtful and responsible. Then it involves emotional stability, self-awareness, and the capacity to make decisions based on long-term goals rather than immediate gratification. Right? So I'll just stop there. There's so much more that can be said about maturity, but you need to know that it doesn't just end with emotional maturity. You have to be responsible. You have to have a broad perspective. You have to have self-control. And you need to be adaptable. Because, adaptability is something that a lot of people don't look at. But you need to be adaptable. You move to a new place. You need to be adaptable. Some people say, I'm never leaving this. This is the only place I'm going to live. But what if you have the job somewhere else? You need to be able to adapt to that new environment. Or you get to an office, people are acting a certain way.
Baby, you know.
You say, sorry, let me finish this one. You say, I don't like people in this office. They're not my kind of people. So I'm resigning. Meanwhile, this is the job that was going to put correct money in your pocket. But because you cannot adapt to people.
And then you now go back and continue praying, oh Lord, this is my year of double honor. Lord. Meanwhile, the Lord will be like, you left the honor there.
You left the honor in the office.
Because you cannot adapt.
And then you are busy disturbing people. Please, can you just give me a little, my office was a hostile environment, so I left.
Yes.
You don't,
That's just crap.
Yeah.
No,
So
I was what I was going to say is that this adaptable that you even put is not part of maturity. It's number 5
and
in its own.
you want it to
It's no,
stand alone.
it is a
All
stand
right.
alone
All right. Let's
because
handle
if
it.
you are going to marry, if you in order to get married, you cannot have the mentality
You can't be
of
uptight. You can't be
yes,
rigid.
you cannot have the mentality of my own way
Or the highway.
That cannot happen.
What?
That cannot happen if you are going to marry.
Cannot.
My own way or the highway. If you want my own way or the highway, employ house girl. So that if she doesn't do your own way, you fire her. But you see your wife, that ain't gonna happen. She may do your way for some time.
Sometimes.
She may do your way for some time. But I can tell you for free that when you have say I do, by the time she do you, you will be done.
Adaptability is very, very important. You have to be able to adapt. So imagine getting married. Now you have other people that are part of your family, in-laws, right? You have to be able to adapt to them and the things that they may require of you, the increased number of people that you need to pay attention to and
Yes.
stuff like that. It's there. It's sometimes it's not stressful. Sometimes it's just a hello, especially if you marry into a family where there's a lot of communication going back and forth, and you're expected to be part of that. Meanwhile, maybe you came from a place where hello highs are okay, and enough expression, adequate expression of love. Now you're in a place where so much more is expected. So you need to be able to make those adjustments, adapt to your spouse, because over time they're going to change, they're going to morph, different things are going to happen in their lives that will make them begin to grow. And as they grow, you have to adapt to that growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
This part. Okay, sorry. You wanted to say.
I want to say if you're so uptight, like no, and people start to say this is not the person I married. You're not the person I married. You're not behaving the way you used to when we got married. You've changed. The thing is, this person is growing. This person is changing.
Yes.
How are you adapting to that growth and to that change?
So I was going to make that point that there are 2 mistakes people make when they get into marriage. First mistake is that you've seen someone that you like, but there's something about him you don't like, and you decide and you say, "Oh, I'm going to change him." That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is that you marry somebody and you expect that they will remain the same way after you married, that they are not going to change. That's mistake number 2. Now, it's interesting because you think I'm going to change him. People don't like other people to change them, but people will definitely change. Let me say that again. People don't like others to change them, but you see, in the process of life, they themselves will change.
Yeah.
So when you are going to get married and there's something you see about somebody that you don't like, you have to answer the question, can I live with that thing or not? Don't try to say, oh, I will change him. The person will only change if they want to change.
Yeah.
And if they consider that thing change worthy. Do you understand? Now, so I'm making that point to come to the place to point out how critical adaptability is the fact that because people are going to change over time, because they are going to change, if you are going to get married, you have to be willing to make the change too. For example, I was looking at some pictures of my wife when we got married earlier on. And I was like, see how slim she was. Do you understand? So right now, I can now look at her and say, you are not the lady that I married. Of course, she's not the lady that I married.
I'm be putting pressure on me to go back to weighing 51 kg.
Yes, I'm putting pressure on her to go back to Of course, she's not the lady I married. But that lady that I married at that time doesn't have some curves that this lady at this time has. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are some curves. Do you understand? Like, no, okay, you can't understand. I'm the one that married. I said, but she has changed. But I didn't even ask her to change, but she has changed. So when she has changed, what do I need to do? I have to adapt to the change that has happened. I mean, after 3 children, what are you expecting? So when they walk into my office and say, she's not the woman that I married, and he has changed. He's not like this. The question I'm thinking is, of course he's supposed to change. He is supposed to change.
Yeah.
He will change. It's just that the problem a lot of times is that maybe he's not changing the way you
want.
wanted him to change too.
Mm.
And that's a problem, which means you also have to do some adapting.
Yeah.
Because you are not the only constant in the relationship. You are also changing.
Yeah.
So the two people in the relationship have to realize both of you are changing. It's just to observe what are the changes. Okay, this particular change, I don't really like it too. Is there
Can you
something we can
adjust it
do?
like this?
Yes, can there something we can do about it?
Like the time that he was trying to change to, you know, that time that you were trying to change to the guy that's hair everywhere. And I had to beg, please.
And she
In
said,
fact, I had to go and schedule
appointment with a
barber, give him the address and phone number. Please go. Do you understand? That's so that's him changing, right? But me saying, can we adjust this change a little here, a little there? And we made a lot of adjustments. I now wear high heel shoes.
You see?
Can you imagine? I wear high heel shoes. What was my business with high heel shoes?
None.
It was supposed to be comfort all the way, but
flat
to
shoes.
consider some people.
And I don't do flats.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I don't do everything. I like curves. So the heel has to have curves. It's shoe. You people, you need to wash your mind with the block. It's shoe. I was talking about curves.
Doesn't like block heel.
Yeah, I don't like block
Can you
heel.
imagine? So
you understand?
So
I said I don't like curves, I know what they were thinking. All these singles, you people need to wash your mind with. Let's not waste the blood of Jesus. Let's use area. So this, yes.
You know, so those things are important. And somebody will say, oh, adaptability sounds difficult, it sounds hard. But you have the opportunity every single day to learn to be adaptable, to build that muscle. So you start from home to learn with your siblings, with other people that are living in the house with you, even with your parents. You learn to be adaptable. You get to school, you learn with your classmates, with teachers and all of that. You learn to be adaptable. And what is this really about? Learning to live at peace.
Yes. Make every effort to live at peace with all men.
It's not that they become your best friend. It's not that everybody must say you are the best human being in this world. No, it's not. Just that you are living in peace.
In fact, I'm not. I can't even be. That's too much pressure. I can't be Jesus. Do you know the kind of pressure Jesus was under? I can't be Jesus.
But even with Jesus, there were still people against him.
Even as the best human being, there were still people
who wanted to kill him. In fact, there were still people that killed him.
There are still people that killed. As in you human beings, nobody can ever satisfy you.
So you have to learn to live in peace. In peace means no wahala, no stress, and sometimes peace also means learning to avoid certain people
pick your
at
battles.
Certain times, because this
one is the problem.
Yes, you should be able to know this the way this guy is acting now. Any small thing now is going to become fight. So let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. And you'll be thinking that will never apply in your marriage. But in your marriage, there'll be some times you look at your spouse and say, the way his face looks right now, I know that mode. So, okay. In fact, that sometimes you just know that even the good morning, you have to say it quietly and just pass. And don't wait for an answer if it doesn't come. You just go.
So imagine that kind of time. You not greet the good man and say, you didn't
answer me.
But no, just greet the good man and fulfill righteousness and just pass. Like when Arsenal is playing and they are losing and you now want to come and tell me how good the morning is.
So adaptability is important, but I want to put a twist on this. All right, so we talked about 5 things you need to pay attention to if you're preparing to get married. Yes. So I hope you took notes. And if you didn't, just go and watch the video again. You can increase it to ×2 or something, right? And then you can actually take some time to check. Are you married ready? Yeah. And then if you are, you can go and ask that lady. Or you can get ready to say yes when you are asked. Okay, so we are going to take some time on the next episode, because there's going to be episode 2 of this show.
Of this one.
To talk about how we applied those 5 things that we're talking about in our lives to decide whether we were ready to get married or not. I mean, we got married at 27, but that decision was made when we were 26. Yes. So watch out for episode 2, where we will be delving into some real issues and some real challenges that we faced when we were preparing to get married. Don't miss it. And like we say, remember, common sense is not so common. Bye.